Yo, what up? So I'm Groovy Kaiju, if you're not familiar, or Aaron, what's it called? Just about a couple weeks ago, I did like a Ask Me Anything AMA, and this is like the video version of it, where I'm actually going to be on camera answering all the questions and things. But AMA was on Instagram, but also through my Kaiju Club, which is like my free email fan club thing, where I send you an exclusive EP with a bunch of songs not on Spotify and all that. I send you behind the scenes videos like this one, where usually they're unlisted, but this one's public, because, you know, why not? And yeah, you get all types of cool stuff. So if that's not interest to you and you like Groovy Kaiju or you like Future Funk and Vaporwave, you should definitely subscribe and check it out. There's gonna be a link in the description. And with all that said, let's start the AMA. Let's start this little video version. So I'll start off with the Kaiju Club, which is you know, the email thing I just mentioned. And the first question is from Chile Tiger, and I'll probably put it over here. But they asked, how do you find the music to sample in your own music? So if you're not familiar, Future Funk and Vaporwave takes all types of like samples from all over. As of recently, I've been clearing all my samples through things like TrackLib, or I'll buy loops like sample packs through like Producer Loops, or like I think it's called Black Octopus. But some of my older stuff, I just getting started and everything, I used to just dig on YouTube, just look up like City Pop and just kind of go down that rabbit hole before it was cool to do so, if I may. And then at some point, I'm a big like hip hop person. I'd go to Amoeba Records, which is a huge record shop out here in LA, and I would just dig through the world section. I would just go to like the world international records, skim through Asia and Japan and see what I could find. And in fact, one of my most popular songs is called Thanks for Everything, and I sampled it from vinyl off of this record that I got at Amoeba for $6.99. It was $7 I got it, but now it's like I'm sure it would cost a lot more now if you were to find this record again. And then they also ask, what do I think of Mothra? I think Mothra is dope. I like how like they had Mothra in the newer movies, how pretty much they just had it like in a little thing and then comes out and helps. I don't know, I like Mothra a lot. It's like Mothra's like the sidekick, you know what I mean? They're super cool, and like I know in the older films it's like two fairies that like come together to be Mothra. Mothra's dope. Mothra's just like, they're the homie. That's really what it comes down to. And then what's my favorite genre of music besides Future Funk and Vaporwave? Probably hip hop. I listen to a lot of beats. I like a lot of Mind Design. I like a lot of jazz, like John Coltrane and stuff like that. So mostly like hip hop and jazz probably I listen to the most. Other hip hop artists, I like Vince Staples' new album. Jazz wise, I already said John Coltrane, like Thelonious Monk a lot. I like Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And when I say Vince Staples, I meant their self-titled and Ramona Park Broke My Heart. In terms of beat makers, I like Knowledge a lot. I listen to a lot of Knowledge. Listen to a lot of lo-fi too. So like my own stuff under a Visceral I listen to a lot of, but as well like people like Lazy Vibes, Astro Black, I listen to them all the time. Net Navi and Tampa Beats, all the bigger names too. And yeah, so that's probably my favorite genres as of lately. Cool. So the next question is from Mint in the Kaiju Club. They said, what is my favorite or my current favorite band / artist, or multiple if you can't decide? As of lately, I've been listening to a lot of Pink Pantherists. I love Pink Pantherists so much. I listen to them a lot. I like a lot of Ruru lately. They're like I don't know what they like, maybe like bedroom pop artists. Ruru's super dope. I saw them live on their first ever US tour like a couple years ago. That was dope. I'm really into Pizza Hotline right now. If you haven't already gotten recommended their video, I'm sure check the sidebar. Maybe it's gonna show up at some point, but it has like this PSS logo, or PSX. It's like a big like drum and bass and jungle album that's really good. And yeah, so probably that's it lately. It's been a lot of like more jungly and like bedroom pop stuff. And hip hop. Their name is Onjoko. They're super dope. They're like a beat maker from LA, and they're super dope. It's like that, not like boom bappy, but that kind of like low end theory, but super soulful. I love Onjoko a lot. I hope I'm saying their name right. But yeah, that's probably my favorite current bands and artists right now. And then all right, so the next question I have is from DadRockBand and the Kaiju Club, and it's not really a question, but they say, I love the dope music you produce, and I hope you get to perform in Arizona again soon. Thank you very much. Thank you for not even asking a question just to be nice. I really appreciate it. That's super cool. And yeah, hopefully I get to perform in Arizona again soon too. I hope so. Hopefully crash my buddy Chief, and it'll be a dope time. Hopefully we can come out there again soon. And then, so this person's anonymous, but they're from the Kaiju Club. They asked me, who's my favorite skateboarder? I think it's probably Jason Park still, because Jason Park is just super wild in that like tech, like late flip train. I love that. And I've always kind of like loved that. So Jason Park probably, because they're just, every time I see them skate, I'm like, And then more mainstream maybe is maybe like Chris Millick, if he can even be considered mainstream, but their newest part was dope. I love Chris Millick, all the stuff they do. And then I also shout out Brown Clan, or like, I think their name's Andrew Renault. Andrew Renault is their name, I think. Yeah, look them up. They're a super dope skater. I don't think they've released a part in a while, but they just also have just like so much style, and I really like that. And then the last question from the Kaiju Club is from Stale Yogurt. And they ask, well, they actually ask, multiple questions, but the first one is, what underrated kaiju film would you recommend? I don't know if it's underrated, but my one that I like recommending the most is Godzilla Final Wars, because I think it's just so over the top. And people always are like, why do you like that one? I just think it's hilarious. It's like if Power Rangers and Godzilla had a baby, and then like there's a Russian dude in there with a samurai sword. It's just so ridiculous, but I love it. Stale Yogurt also asks, have you ever thought about making a horror adjacent album? Horror in what way? Because like, are we talking like just creepy horror, like it sounds horror, or is it like gonna be like very brash and aggressive type of horror, or is it, I don't know. So I guess maybe you could possibly say I have like a little like vapor trap thing that I made with a buddy that kind of has some horror sounding type stuff, but it's not really like, you know, like creepy music or anything. It just sounds like you're like in a laboratory and people are doing things they shouldn't, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I guess I have thought about it and I just haven't taken the time to like put it out there yet. So yeah, hopefully it comes to the Kaiju Cave pretty soon, which is like my subscription thing that I have, and I'll leave a link to the description in that below, but it has a bunch of like unreleased and like even more behind the scenes stuff than like my free Kaiju Club thing. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description of both and you can check that out, but hopefully I get the trap thing out there, or the vapor trap thing in there pretty soon. Next, we're gonna move on to Instagram. So I got a bunch of questions here, and the first one is, how did you start with music? And the way I got started with music was that pretty much I was in like a big skate crew, and we would skate like literally every single day back in like high school. And then I had a bunch of buddies that like could rap like really well. And I was like, well, I mean, we're all rappers, but you know, we don't have any beats. And I was always good with computers, so I was like, I learn how to make beats. And my buddy's dad, Ken, shout out Ken, was like, yo, you want a DAW? Here's a copy of FL Studio. So then I downloaded it and I started getting started with FL Studio. Thankfully, they were able to like get it for me and purchase the key and all that. And I just started making beats. And like now, I think it's been like 14 years. I'm still making beats off of FL Studio, and here we are. So that's kind of how I got started. It was just trying to make beats for my rapper friends that also I skated with. Next, I got asked, what's my favorite food? Definitely pizza. I love pizza. There's a place in Long Beach called Pizza Times 2. It's so good. A lot of the employees have it tattooed on their arm, and you might think, wow, how is the pizza really that good where it's worth tattooing? If you have the pizza, you would know it's actually that good. It's really good. So Pizza Times 2, and my favorite pizza probably is like sausage and mushroom, because you know, I like sausage, and mushroom, I think, kind of just a little bit of vegetable. So I don't feel as bad about eating pizza. And then I got asked chicken or steak. I'm definitely more of a chicken person. I don't know. I just like chicken. Tastes good. Next question is, what's my favorite band? Definitely System of a Down. I love System of a Down. I've been a fan for them for like ever. Saw them live before. I learned how to mosh at a System concert, which is super dope. But I'm also into like other bands, like I like, you know, Scars on Broadway. They broke out of System. I'm also into like post-hardcore, like a Skylar Drive, The Fall of Troy. Yeah, I like all types of different bands and stuff, and like rock bands. I like Mild High Club, I like Los Retros. And then next question was from Instagram, when did you start making such bangers? So honestly, I made really bad music when I first started off. And like, so if you're learning how to make music, your first music is gonna be really, really bad, but just keep doing it because you learn things the more you make music. So honestly, I probably didn't start making bangers till like 2014, and that was like after like 4 to 5 years of making music. And I feel super bad for my college roommate because they used to make music in the dorm, and it would just be like some of the worst music. And I thank them so much for like letting me, just like not telling me to like just unplug it or anything, because it was really bad. But you know, you learn. And so I think 2014 is when I first got my, like, I think it's when I dropped Space Dandy, or that's when I dropped the Godzilla Got Busy EP, and people really liked it, and I just kept working on it, and now like I feel like the music I make is like, you know, like I consistently can get like playlisted. I can consistently get people like, yo, like this is the dopest thing. So yeah, 2014 was like probably when I dropped my first banger, if that makes sense. And yeah, also look out for feedback from friends and stuff. Find people you can trust that can give you honest feedback about your music, and that's the best way you will improve, and you'll start dropping your own bangers. So then I got asked favorite rapper. Probably my buddy Zero, who I've got, like, you know, thankfully I'm very thankful my favorite rapper could be a buddy of mine. So I was a big fan of them, and I found them through like Tumblr way back in the day when I was like in high school. And then when I moved to Long Beach, they also lived in Long Beach, and I was like, yo man, you trying to skate sometime? And they were like, yeah. So because they saw my skate blog I had on Tumblr, knew I was like a good skater, and they also skated. So we just met up, started skating, and now we're like actual like friends. And like I'm gonna see them play a show pretty soon. So I definitely check them out. They're super rad. Their newest song is dope. Next, I got asked from Instagram, what albums am I listening to? So I mentioned earlier, Pizza Hotline, Level Select is great. Ongyoko, their album Picnic, I really love. And then Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Even when I see live footage from Kendrick's new album, I'm like, man, It's so good. And then next thing I asked from Instagram was motivation. Like, can you give some motivation to, produce more music or content or art, whatever you're doing. And honestly, the thing I wrote on Instagram was just like, yo, look, like, a lot of the art that we create genuinely touches people. Like, you'll see all types of, I don't know, personally, after I've been making art for so long, people will reach out to me and say like how much it affected them, how much it like made their day better, or like helped them through a hard time. And really that's what I think it's about, is just making art and like sharing the human experience with other people on the planet while we all are on the planet at the same time. So like, put it out there, because you might actually really make a positive impact on someone's life. And make sure you spend the time to like actually make sure, like, work on your marketing and things so you can touch as many people and help as many people as possible with your art. So that's my motivation. That's what motivates me to make art, because I know I'm doing a positive impact to people out there, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I hope that motivates you as well. And then next I got asked from Instagram, like, what's my clique's name if I have one? And I think by clique they meant like collective. So pretty much I do the Oceanfront Online, which is what I do all my Groovy Kaiju, like Kaiju Cave stuff, or the subscription thing I mentioned. Check it out. Lots of behind the scenes stuff in there, lots and lots of exclusive like unreleased collabs, way more than like the Kaiju Club, even though the Kaiju Club you already get a lot too. So check them both out. But yeah, I have the Oceanfront Online, which is like kind of the storefront for Groovy Kaiju. And I do my lo-fi stuff through there, like all like the CDs and everything for a Visceral, my lo-fi stuff. And I'm starting to work with people like Astro Black. They've been a long time buddy of mine. So I kind of just put that under one umbrella. So that's kind of like independent artist collective thing that I started myself, Oceanfront Online. But Groovy Kaiju in particular does a lot of releases through Pacific Plaza Records. We help each other out with stuff all the time. So yeah, probably Oceanfront Online and Pacific Plaza are my two cliques, if I could say that. Next I got asked on Instagram what's my favorite genre of music to listen to while driving. Probably future funk, honestly, because I love just like, the kicks, and I don't know, it gets me hyped. I'm like, especially because I drive like a faster car, so I'm like, yeah. But lately I've been listening to only CDs in my car, just because it's like more convenient than like pulling out my phone. What am I listening to on Spotify? I want to just get in my car and like go. And the CD I've been like having on loop is Pink Pantherist, To Hell With It, because it's just such a good like album. I don't know, and they got the reasons so good. I don't know. It's such a good album. So yeah, lately it's been, I guess, Pink Pantherist. And the next thing I asked on Instagram was, do I listen to a lot of metal or rock? And like, do I have like anything like that? So I posted my metal Spotify playlist, so I'll put that in the description as well. But again, it just mostly contains like System of a Down, Skylar Drive, some post-hardcore, even some prog rock like Covet. My buddy Indy got me into them a lot. So yeah. Next, someone on Instagram asked me, want to be my best friendo for life? You know it. Thanks for all the positive stuff y'all left in my AMA. I really appreciate it. Next, I got asked anonymously from Instagram if I got that dog in me. And oh yeah, I got that dog in me. Next, I got asked anonymously from Instagram was, how do I always look so fresh? And honestly, I think in general, a lot of things just come down to confidence. Like even right now, my hair is a mess, but you know what? I'm sitting here on YouTube and just being confident about it. You know what I mean? And like, that's what it's really about. That's how you look fresh. You just be confident and just express yourself and be who you really are. And I think that's what it really comes down to. Next, I got asked anonymously if any Vaporwave artists have stood out to me in this year, so I guess in 2022. And I'll honestly say I keep with Vaporwave where I can, and every artist I listen to really is like usually a banger. If like anyone's talking about them, that's usually they deserve the buzz they're getting. But as of right now, probably I think my like one that like sticks out to me is my buddy Nrail. I think he's one of the most trailblazing Vaporwave artists right now, and I know they say they're my buddy. I'm not just like gassing them up because they're my friend. But yeah, I think just, a lot of their Vaporwave is very of their generation because they're like a little bit younger than me. So it's interesting to see them kind of repurpose and bring new stuff out that like is nostalgic for them. That might not necessarily be nostalgic for me. And I don't know. And their music is like super well produced. I think they're like a genius when it comes to working inside of like a DAW or digital audio workstation if you're not a producer. And I love their stuff. It's like very like dancey. It's very like in your face. And I highly suggest their album Screen Time. But other than Nrail, probably again, Pizza Hotline, the album that keeps getting recommended all over YouTube. It's not necessarily Vaporwave, but I think it draws a lot from Vaporwave, but it's just a solid album. So yeah, I'll just answer this with Nrail, because they're dope. Link in the description, and Pizza Hotline because they're dope. Link in the description. Next, I got asked on Instagram, what is my dream band? Pick anyone, real or fictional. Who do you pick and what kind of music do you play? So I answered this by saying, honestly, I think like if I realistically were to do this dream band, it'd probably be with Astro Black because we've been buddies for so long. We've been collaborating since I was like 15 and I'm like 27 now. So we've been collaborating for like 12 years. Like we just worked on music and both done music together for so long. I couldn't imagine doing like a serious band with anyone other than Astro Black. And my buddy NetNavi too, but they're newer to music and like we collaborate all the time. We like used to live together in college and all that. And honestly, Astro Black has taught me so much about making music that I just always feel like I become a better musician every time I hang out with them or every time I talk to them about music. So it'd have to be Astro Black realistically. But if I was making like a dream band, probably would be like George Benson on guitar, John Coltrane on the sax, probably gonna get Thelonious Monk on piano. I'm probably gonna do Takeo Nuki because they made the album Sun Shower. It's like my favorite city pop album. And then Michael Jackson, you know, even though I have like the footage just playing in the background on the green screen. On vocals, like they both gotta be doing vocals. I'm probably just gonna be in this band doing like some type of beat making. Maybe I'm mixing, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm making some type of bleep bloop thing going on. And then I want to get some beat help from, of course, Jay Dilla, Nujabes, and probably Astro Black too, because you know why not all four of us to work on the beat. And then it's gonna be executive produced by Quincy Jones and Tatsudo Yamashita, because that would be that album would just be perfect. Unless it's like too many cooks in the kitchen type of deal, it's gonna be one of the best albums, I promise you. And that's about it for the AMA. So I answered all the questions, at least I hope I did. You know, I got the Kaiju Club questions, got the Instagram questions. All in all, I want to say thank you to everyone who asked a question. I hope this was entertaining. I hope this was cool. I hope you can like see a little bit more about the man behind the monster. But yeah, you know, hit me up again. Kaiju Club in the description, Kaiju Cave in the description if you like, you know, really like my stuff, so on and so forth. I'll have all the music links in the description. And all in all, thank you very much for watching and catch you around in the next one. Peace.